Hi, I'm Patricia Zanahoria Frederick from Patterns from Grandma's Trunk, and today I'm here to show you how to prepare the pieces for Addy's treasure box. And this is what we need for Addy's treasure box. If you get the kit from us, you're going to get the pattern with instructions step by step and how to put together the outside of the box. You will get hand-dyed wool with all the colors that we choose for this box, and you will get the box. If you want, you can just purchase the pattern and choose your own colors. You're going to be using Heat and Bond Light, good scissors, regular pen, glue stick pen, saw line is the one that I like to use, white pencil. I like the white pencil, the saw line, because I like to show the lines in the red and in the black. So I choose white this time. We are going to be using thimble needles, rotary cutter, and we are going to be using a ruler, and of course the beautiful collection that Valdani put together for me with the colors that you need matching the kit that we put together. And then you're going to need to glue, the flexible, stretchable fabric glue. That's the one that I like to use when I glue fabrics, so it doesn't show through and it doesn't get it like hard or anything. It's very nice and smooth. So this is the one that I like to use. This is the materials and tools that we're going to be using for Addy's treasures bags. So now let me clean the table and then we'll start working. And now we're going to prepare all the pieces for Addy's treasure bags. And the first thing that we're going to do is make sure our measurements are correct. So we're going to be measuring the length and the width of your box, the perimeter of your lid too. I like to use a tape measure. It's easy for me to go around with the tape measure. We will measure that. Then we are going to be measuring this, the width, and then the same thing with the bottom. You measure the bottom and the perimeter again of your box. And then underneath, you're going to measure the length and the width. When you have those measurements, you transfer them to your fusible web, and following their instructions, you're going to iron them to your wool. When you have them cool off, then you cut them, and then you're going to have a piece like this that will be for the top. Then you will have a piece like this. This is going to be right in here. Then you're going to have the bottom part. This is going to go right there. And underneath the box, then you're going to have the piece right there. So for now, we just put it on the side. We have that ready. Now we're going to work in the preparation of the applique pieces. You're going to use the templates that you will get in the pattern, and then in the pattern, in each template, explain how many pieces and the color that you need to use. When you transfer them to your fusible web, you iron to the correct wool, and then you're going to be cutting right in that line that you draw, right there. Then you're going to have the pieces like this. And then now we are going to start placing all these pieces in our wall. Now we are going to the applique process that I like to use, and we are going to start with the blanket stitch all around this top part. The same thing we are going to do with the top and bottom of this strip. That's the one that goes in the bottom there. And we are not going to do anything in the ends, just top and bottom. These two are going to be meeting in the back of the box, and you're not going to need any blanket stitch, just top and bottom. We're going to move to the side, and then we are going to start working with the applique. I'm going to be working upside down so you can see a little better. Now here, we are going to start with the top piece. You can measure top and bottom, and you get the center. You're going to have the blanket stitch all around here, so it helps to center the motif. Now we come here with the gold petals, and then now here we have the red petals. You might have to play a little bit with this so you can get the right position. And then now we're going to work with the greens. We're going to have it here, this little one, the big leaves that go on the side, and the little ones right here. And there you have the motif ready to glue down. I like to use the glue stick, Salt Line glue stick, and I just apply in the back of each piece and finger press in place and let it sit for a little bit to make sure that everything is dry and secure in place before I start my stitching. I'm going to move this to the side so I can go and explain with the bottom part. The lines that we mark before will be the ones that go right in the edge in there. It helps us to set up the motif in here. So this will be the back of the box for me, and I decided to have the yellow one in there, all gold. And remember, you want to have the blanket stitch in top and bottom, so it will help you to center that. And then you're going to have your green leaves, and then this is going to be like right here. You measure your center too, and then you can position your motif in there. And then you keep going like that with your next one, and this is a small one, so your leaves are going to be a little more close, like this. And then you keep going with the other two segments. Now I'm going to go through the stitches that I use in the motif, and here you go. I blanket stitch every single piece in the foundation piece, and then I use for the leaves, I use the feather stitch. For the small leaves, I use the same stitch that you use for a lazy daisy, but I use a long stitch in two color thread, orange and green. The same for this piece in here, the same for these petals in here, the same stitch. And in this one I use two, burgundy and brown, and this one is green and orange. And in this one I use just the yellow one. In here I use French knot or colonial knot. The same is for this one, and the same is for this one. Now for this part I did the same thing. The only difference in this one is that I use two color combination, but I use the same stitches that I use in the top motif for every single one. Now I'm going to explain to you how I put all those pieces after they are stitched down in the box. I like to start with the top piece, and I just apply a nice coat of glue, and I like to use this flexible, stretchable fabric glue. And because we have the fusible web on the back of the wall, it's not going to let it go through. And then it's going to be nice and soft in the top with the motif. So here we have that nice coat of that glue, and then you come here with your piece that you already have. Applique it, and then you finger press, and you take, just in case any bubble, air bubble in the back, you just finger press like that. Very nice and even. So it's well glued to the wood part. And then after you have that glue, I let it sit for a little bit. I like to leave it sit, and to make sure there's not any glue coming out or anything. That's why you need to have a nice even coat of glue, so you don't have extra coming out. And then you come back here to work with this. And then I like to start right here in the back. And then will be this piece, and you again, you apply just one at a time. Here, the glue, and then you put your piece, and you finger press, and you wait a few minutes to make sure that it dries. I like to do that. At least with this glue, I like to do that, just to make sure that's not going to move anywhere. And then I move to the front, and then I do the same thing. A nice coat of glue, and then I just position the next one, and then I keep going the same thing. And in here, when we get to the back, you're gonna get this, but you just have to finger press in here, so you have that little guy out. And the same as in here, you just finger press right here like this, and then you have the little guy out, and then you don't have any glue or anything to stop you for opening and closing the lid of the box. When you get to the ends in here, you're gonna have this like this, and then you're gonna finger press, and then you're not gonna have any gaps or anything, just meeting the edge, nice like that. And then you do the same thing for the bottom part. You just apply nice even coat, one side at a time. I like to start in the side again, and then you go all around the same way that you did with this one. And when you get to the back here, you're going to meet in the edge, and then you finger press in here. Oops. And then you're going to have a nice edge, and nothing is going to show in here. Just make sure that you don't have too much glue, so it doesn't bleed around here or around here. So that way your finger pressing is nice when they meet in there. And then I let it sit too. Each piece, I let it sit for a little bit. When I'm sure that it's dry, I flip it over. I will let it sit at least a couple hours before I glue the bottom. And this is the piece. You do the same thing that you did in the top, and then you place it down, and then you press nice and even, just in case any bubbles, air bubbles in there. And then you have the bottom of your box covered too, and then you're going to have a box that looks just like this one, so you don't have any edges in here. This is where mine meet in there. right there. And that's the back. So that's why you want to start in the back edge, so you don't have anything in the front. And this is what I have for you today. Thank you for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed the project. And don't forget to give a like to the video down below and to stop to our website, Patterns from Grandma's Trunk. Blessings to all of you.